Welcome to 60 Days Insider. I'm Dan Abrams. We just saw the dramatic lead up to an all-new episode of 60 Days In. We're here with Sheriff Noel and Captain Maples, along with Phase 1 participant Tami and her wife, Joelle. We've watched as Dion reaches a breaking point after a horrific sewer break, and Ashley struggling to get support from home.
Ashley, stop.
Thanks to everyone for being here. We appreciate it. All right, this sewer break has been an ongoing issue that is threatening to tip this jail into chaos.
You got water coming out into your room now. It's coming out his room? It's coming out of the hall. Get my shoes. Get our shoes.
Sheriff, what are you thinking as you're watching this?
Terrific. You know, naturally, it's no fun to walk around in sewage. I am disappointed that we were slow to respond to it. But when it came to my attention, then naturally we went into full swing on how to fix it.
Tami, you've been there. How disastrous is this?
These individuals are living in raw sewage. Their needs are not being attended to.
It's coming out our toilets and our showers.
They're working on it.
Tensions rising among them and the COs. You know, you've got two volatile situations on your hands.
There's no point in cleaning it because it's just going to keep coming
There
out.
is a point. That's unsanitary.
Listen, once maintenance fixes it, then we'll come in and clean it. We can't do anything until then.
How about this? Listen, squeezing them out.
Joel, if you were watching Tami in there enduring something like this,
I would be thinking, well, number one, it's time to tap out because there's no reason for you to be in there. You didn't do anything wrong. And number two, I would be asking management, you know, why not reach out to the state for help? Why not reach out to somebody to get these people water at least?
a lot of people were wondering why the COs, sheriff, the captain weren't able to do more.
There was water available. I know some inmates blew it out of proportion when they went to rec. There's water fountains that are there. There's, you know, ice coolers. There's jugs of stuff there. It's not the conveniences that they're used to.
You could see that some of the COs were losing it a little bit.
I've said it 4 times. Get to moving. Get to...
Hey, I'm supposed to be in, I'm supposed to be released.
Get to moving. I ain't messing with you. Move.
We see one of them pull out a taser.
People today, get on your boat.
How big a deal is that?
In my experience as a law enforcement officer, the only time that's ever supposed to be pulled is when you're acting to defend yourself. And I didn't see in any situation where that particular officer was felt like her safety was being threatened.
Was it a mistake to pull out that taser?
Yeah, I think that was a little bit a bigger escalation than what was needed.
Was disciplinary action taken?
Well, I've seen it for the first time. We'll start investigating. I'm not happy with what I saw.
Switching gears, I want to touch briefly on the relationship between Zach and Ashley.
Baby, I love you, I support you, I'm sorry, but voluntarily had a lot worse.
Are you kidding me right now? Do not pull this on me. This is a lot scarier than war. I promise you that.
No, it isn't, I promise you that.
I guarantee you every person in here would rather go to war than be where they are sitting right now.
If you have been to war, you can't talk about it, so don't.
You shouldn't compare what you've been through to what somebody else is going through. Just be supportive. Don't be combative. I would never have behaved the way that Zach did. I would never do that to Tami the way that he did to Ashley. As soon as I hear that phone call come in that says you have a collect call from Clark County Jail,
Yeah.
it's game face time. Okay, how's everything at home? Great.
Being away from my wife and, you know, not seeing her face, the only lifeline that I had was that telephone. I contacted her twice a day.
As far as Tami knew, everything is great, and we just wish you were here, and how can I help you get through your day, and what's going on with you? When I visited her, she was like a shell of who she is.
Oh, my God.
And she was in there, she was a different person. That person that you see on the screen, that's not Tami.
See my lip? A little better.
Better from what?
When I was biting on it, when I was mad.
Oh.
You have the stresses of what's happening in the facility. You're also taking on the stress from other people's issues. You're like a sponge in there. You're sucking all of that in. It does change you. It really does change you.
Remember where you are, who you are.
I'm trying.
When Tami came back, Did your relationship change?
I was very different. I was very shut down. I wasn't allowing a lot of my emotions out.
Although, a few weeks pass, she starts to settle in a little bit, and now, miraculously, she is so much more calm about things. It actually changed her for the better in some ways. Like, some things just don't bother her anymore when they used to drive her up a wall.
Well, it's very heartening to see how well you guys are doing now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dion's transformation has been fascinating to watch. Tami, can you understand what he's going through?
I can. I went through a similar transformation. You come in and you're a happy, smiling individual, and the effects of almost becoming institutionalized, you get depressed.
Sheriff, Dion came in very confident. Are you surprised to see how much of an impact this is having on him?
Yeah, you can really see it's where he's really broke down. Inmate, you know, thinking like an inmate, very frustrated, probably obviously sleep deprived, where you can tell every little thing is really getting to him.
I do want to fight, like, at this point, because, like, you know, it's chaos all around me. I was about to put on my shoes. I'm like, man, I'm about to go smack every last one of them. Like, they got me f***ed up. Ain't no dopamine about to tell me I can't use the bathroom.
Dion's pretty young, too. He may be a little impressionable with some surrounding inmates that are there.
He seemed like a very confident young man. I thought that he was just gonna kind of ride it out and keep to himself, considering his background. I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't have gone to the same place. I think I did go to the same place, actually.
Tami, were you surprised to see the way that the men use the bathroom as a way to exert power?
No. Doesn't surprise me. I don't know why it doesn't surprise me.
You ain't gonna stop me. I promise you.
I think any situation that they can have to use control over somebody, they're gonna take it.
Joelle, if this had been you, do you think you would have been able to stick it out to the end?
I can't say for sure exactly what I would have done because I didn't experience it, and I certainly can't sit back and say, yep, I would do this or I wouldn't do that because I don't know.
She'd be a top tier girl, just saying. That's where the mean girls live.
Well, maybe I would. You're probably right.
Let's talk about Ryan. He has been a challenge for you guys to manage since early on.
Yeah, Ryan surprised me how quick he adapted and went full-blown inmate.
I sell every tray.
So today's lunch tray?
No, everything else today's already been gotten. And then Friday's beans and cheese trays. I'm still technically abiding by all of the training rules. I don't want to actually end up in jail, but those are the risks you run if you do run a store.
I'm going to ask a question that is not going to make Ryan happy when he sees this. How would you compare Robert to Ryan?
Robert, there'll never be another. He's very unique. But it was funny watching social media already say, oh, we've got a Robert of season 2.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that bad. But he's young, and he obviously made some mistakes.